Lieutenant Commander Brian Bearden was surprised when he learned of a 3 million gallon underground water tank from the Japanese Navy sitting at the CUC facility in Sadog-Tasi.
When we found out that it was built sometime in the 30s or could be early 20s, and I was there when we're doing the investigation when the diver was down there, and we're looking at the videos and we see the structural details and the rebars and the concrete itself. It's amazing that this structure is really lasted a long time.
Brian and his team did some research after the find a year ago and began discovering documents from Navy and technical training units about the tank. The tank was built by the Japanese Navy when they were occupying the island.
It was to some extent because we had seen a small structure over near one of our buildings, the pump shop, and you could look down inside a very small opening, maybe only about 3 inches square, and you could see water about 15 feet down, but we had no idea what it was. We thought it might be some sort of a smaller structure, and we had planned to investigate it as a part of the construction project we're doing up here right now, and the contractor had gone in there initially and tried to float some 2x4s across, and he kept adding 2x4s and adding 2x4s, and the story came back to us that he had sent out 60 feet of 2x4s and had never felt the edge of this structure. So we said, whoa, this thing must be huge.
They knew about the 3 other tanks in the area of the CUC facility, about 9 million gallons each, but a pump repair shop and the driveway to the CUC wastewater treatment plant had been constructed on top of the tank in the 1990s. After the discovery, renovations to the building sitting on the tank stopped.
I'm managing the project here, so we're building sheds and extending the offices here for workshop and repair shop building. So one of the buildings, which is the pump shop, we're supposed to be extended, and then we later discovered that it's sitting on top of this underground storage tank, and of course for safety reason we have to remove the extension of the pump shop out of the original scope of work.
Curiosity kept Brian and the team asking questions, so they wanted to send a diver down, but not without a few tests.
We also got DEQ out here to test the quality of the water, to check, because we didn't know if this was a fuel storage tank or if there was sewage dumped in there at some point in time or some other chemical. So DEQ ran some tests for us. They did some measurements of what the water depth was, and they gave us a lot of really good information. They tested the air quality in there to see if there was any hazardous conditions for life, such as low oxygen or volatile chemicals or anything. And they found that it was basically just clean, fresh water.
Bearden believes the fresh water dates back to 1951, based on post-World War II records, and Bearden said the dive showed some impressive Japanese construction.
After looking at the structure of the tank now, after we've done the dive inspection, it's been in there since probably the 1930s. The structure is still really in great shape. There's no sign of damage whatsoever. The concrete looks like it was poured a year ago or less.
Bearden and his team now hope to learn more about the history of the tank. They have contacted the Historic Preservation Office.
On the other side, the historical perspective, I think we all have a personal interest in finding out what this was used for. The information we do have was that it was used by the Japanese Navy to provide water for visiting ships, either Navy or commercial, we don't know. We have asked HPO for assistance in